I'm the guest trainer today, and so we'll keep it quick. I know it's month end, and wanted to share something with you about building in general, and it's something that I read specifically in the book of Matthew. And one of the things that's cool about this is it's funny that things that were written 2,000 years ago, how applicable they are today. So in the book of Matthew, Matthew was obviously a tax collector that was called to follow Jesus. Tax collectors were the absolute least popular career to have. Nobody liked being around tax collectors. And Matthew being... We still don't like them. We still don't like them. I haven't met one I liked yet. So Matthew had an opportunity to spend time with the wisest person that's ever been on the planet. And so I'm going to read a little bit about what Matthew wrote that he heard Jesus say. And he said that, when it comes to two builders, therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the rock, yet it did not fall, because it was a foundation. It had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a crash. So here's two different guys, probably both decent guys, and both went out to build a house. And when I read this, it reminded me of my first experience in direct sales, my first experience in network marketing. I actually started sharing this story with Jonna at the shareholder meeting, and I never got to the crescendo, what wound up happening. But long story short, I put off network marketing for most of my adult life because I saw my parents try over and over and over again and fail, and wound up just being attracted to the industry because of a product. That's how I wound up getting in. All these people were asking me how my wife was losing weight, so I joined. And within a short amount of time, it's kind of funny to say, I joined the company 55 days into their existence. They were 55 days old. And I bought into the lie of, just being in early, and you wound up getting rich just by being in early. And I joined on the 55th day, and on the 60th day, they changed their product. And so what was doing so well wound up just absolutely being horrible, but I stuck it out. I fought through it. I was a fighter. I kept hoping that they were going to recover. And wound up, it's so funny to even say, wound up becoming one of the top income earners in that company, and doing national calls like what would be our equivalent of the vision call. And one night, I went to bed with 200 people in my downline, woke up the next day with 800 people in my downline. I'm like, wow, that must have been a really good conference call I did. Well, what happened is check this out, they took my upline and put it under me. Okay? So think about who your upline is right now. And then they just decided we're going to play, I don't know, whatever board game you can think of, fantasy network marketing, and just start moving things around. They put my upline under me, and all of a sudden, I was getting these, pretty big checks. Obviously, it absolutely destroyed relationships. The people that were mentoring were now under me. And for a short amount of time, I justified why they thought to do it. They were like, all right, we're going to get this young guy, back then I was young, and have him be the leader and the spokes guy for the company. And I went to bed one night just in turmoil. I woke up the next day and I called the leader of the company, who was the national trainer. I said, I'm calling to let you know I resigned. And they were like, you what? I was like, no, I'm resigning. Like, they did not see it coming at all. I was on stage, figuratively the day before. The next day I'm calling them to resign, making pretty good money. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm not calling you because I'm thinking about this. I'm calling you because I've decided that anywhere I work, I'm going to work hard, and I don't want to build on a foundation of sand. And if you're going to do that to me, or if you're going to do that to them, one day you're not going to like me, and you're going to wind up doing it to me. And within 30 days, the company wasn't in business anymore, 30, 60 days, something like that. So that was my introduction to network marketing in my mid-20s. It was absolutely ridiculous. I had my entire family involved, and it was almost like a death. Like if you've ever had people show up with hot plates and food and stuff, that's what it was like, because I was all about having that company's logo tattooed on my butt. I was so into that company. It was my first love, and everybody told me yes, because I was so confident about it. But you cannot build on a foundation of sand. So Jesus was the smartest person, the most wise person that's ever been on the planet 2,000 years ago. If he said don't build on a foundation of sand, we got to keep that in mind today. But I want to end with this. Go even 1,000 years before Jesus was born. Almost 3,000 years ago, the second wisest man who's ever lived was King Solomon. He was the son of David. And I'm going to read in Proverbs a handful of things that the second wisest person ever said. And isn't it funny, just as I read through these, how it's like, oh my gosh, that is still true. That is still true. How did he know? 3,000 years ago, that would still apply. So just listen to this. This is, if you're taking notes, Proverbs 11:25. A generous man will prosper. Simple as that. A generous man will prosper. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Proverbs 12:1. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. I think about this whenever I don't want to call into this call and get spanked a little bit. He who loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. They had the word stupid 3,000 years ago. He who hates correction is stupid. Proverbs 12:16. A fool shows his this one, wow. This I see this on Facebook all the time. A fool shows his annoyance at once, but a prudent man overlooks an insult. A prudent man overlooks an insult. Proverbs 13:20. He who walks with the wise grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harms. That's why I'm walking with you guys. Yeah. You guys are not only pretty, but you're wise. And then finally, Proverbs 17:27 through 28. This is kind of like a life verse for me, because I like to run my mouth a lot, so I cling on to this one in desperate times. A man of knowledge uses words with restraint, and a man of understanding is even tempered. Even a fool, that's me. Even a fool is thought wise if he's kept silent. So with that, I'm not going to talk anymore. I love you guys. go crush month end. Thank you guys for all the inspiration.
Hey Vince. He's been having us do once around on what we took away from it.
All right.
Us giving a little bit of feedback, man.
Yep.
I'll just go first real quick. That was one of my goals this year, has been read the Bible this year, and it's crazy. I started reading it even in the early chapters, Genesis through some crazy books. It's funny because every single book I've read, personal growth, personal development, you name it, I open up the Bible and I'm like, dude, all these books were written from something here. I'm like, why did I appreciate the money I spent on my library. And at the end of the day, I'm like, why didn't I just open this book up that I should have opened up and to get the inspiration? So thank you for that. And the last question, Proverbs 27, what was it?
Proverbs 17, 27 and 28.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for doing that and going out. And I appreciate that, man. And more than you know, that's hit me where it's like, I need to get back in the Word. So thank you.
Fist bump.
Fist bump. That book is amazing, Vince, and I will tell you, Bible, it's a leadership Bible, and there's notes in there of every single leader that is in the Bible. I don't know if you guys have checked this out, but every single leader that's in the Bible, John C. Maxwell adds his notes as to how the leadership principles apply to that, and I read that all the time. That's an amazing.
Yeah, I have that. What's the book?
What is that?
Maxwell Bible.
It's the Bible, but then John C. Maxwell added in the leadership pieces, so it's the John C. Maxwell Leadership Bible. If you just go on Amazon, you can find it easily.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, it kind of goes back to that and what we've been talking about. We're talking about building even our own teams, and that when we build them too quickly, it's sometimes like on a foundation of sand. You know, if we don't we don't put in the growth, then the stability is not there. So it's easily knocked down. And so I think it was an absolutely amazing, perfect lesson into what we're doing. And thank you so much. That was awesome, Vince.
My pleasure.
Yeah, Vince, I gotta tell you, I logged in the other day and I heard a guy talking that was totally defeated, and he just felt like he had was just a lot of failures. And today I log in and I'm like, this is my guy. Right? This is the guy. This is the guy that inspires me every single time I see him. You're amazing. That training was really, really great. I'll be honest, I've never read the Bible. My husband was born and raised on the Bible. He could probably read it back and front, but it's definitely something that I need to do. And your training today just really affirmed that that I need to get on that. I really appreciate what you brought to the table today.
Wow, thank you.
I just want to say that I like Vince and Silverthorne and the other Jason Fair, even that much more. Oh, you two are leader. Even that much more because y'all read the good book. I love everybody, though. I know y'all are all great people, but I'm just playing, man.
Yeah, thanks, Matiba. I got to get going. I got some sinning to go do.
So hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to Jim Rohn. I was looking for inspiration on what to train on and went a completely different direction as my lawn man shows up at the worst timing. And so I'm going to post I wound up going a whole different direction. I decided on this, and then I was watching Jim Rohn's last interview. It's really long, so don't watch the whole thing month end, but I'm going to, when I post the link to it, I'll put the time to jump to. It's like 42 to 45, so 2 or 3 minutes, and he starts he's asked, what Bibles do you what books do you recommend? And he starts with the Bible, and the interviewer's like, that's not a politically correct answer. And it's just good to hear his answer after all his lifetime of wisdom, right? This is at the end of his career. It's his last interview. He's about to die. He don't know it in the video, but I'll post that later, and you guys check it out. It's amazing.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Crush it. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Okay.